of the
Let's Go podcast. We're back, the HSL basketball edition of the podcast, and we are thrilled to have on the captain of a brand new team to our brand new Tier 1 HSL basketball, Silver Key Realty, Jeff Salimanov. We are super pumped to have you on. Not only is Silver Key a new team to the league, but also a top tier team, a team that has a lot of fight, a lot of grit, probably either the deepest or second deepest team in the league, depending on who the Live Vipers show up with. And we're just super pumped to have you on and talk some HSL basketball. And now that softball's over, we're flying at least in New York. We'll get to the South Florida stuff tomorrow, but at least in New York, now that softball's over, we're a basketball town for the next 4 or 5 months. We're pumped to have you on.
Thanks for having me, guys. It's nice to be here. It's nice to talk to you guys. I mean, I talked to you guys all week. I like to call myself the king of the trash talk, and P4P learned that the hard way.
So speaking of which, there are people who come into the league who come in quietly. Jeffrey did not come in quietly. Volunteered to be part of the rules committee immediately, which we haven't really fleshed out so much yet. Still working on it. Always willing to help out. Always willing to schmooze. Not shy in the chat. A great community kind of builder. So it's really, those are also the kind of people that are such an asset. Somebody who 2:00 in the afternoon, people are chatting in the players chat, and you're sending your nonsense AI videos. That's the kind of energy that we like. We like the chance to be active from 7 a.m. till 12 at night. You get a 6 hours rest, 7 hours rest, and that's it.
I'm not the only one who doesn't say. There are times where Dylan Kaufman will text me at 12:30 in the morning at night,
Oh, really?
or Moshe Kraft, and we'll have a conversation for about 20-30 minutes in the middle of the night.
But I think that speaks to you. You're a real community guy. You're talking to competing captains at 2:30 in the morning, 12:30, whatever it is. It's not necessarily so common. It's a great asset, even if you are pissing off a few people along the way, which is what it looked like this past couple of days.
Look, it's all love. It's to me, it's competitive basketball, man. If you're not trash talking, you're not trying. That's what basketball is. At the end of the day, if you could just come up to your opponent, shake his hand, give him a hug, say, "Hey, good game." It's all love. That's all it ever is, man.
All right. So
I really hope I don't offend anybody.
Yeah. Basketball also, from what I see, has a different vibe. Me and Avi Avi considers himself a basketball guy. He's not really a basketball guy. So we're softball guys. The energy in what you've never played. You've never played in a league. You've never played in a basketball league. When you were 16?
When I was in 12th grade, I carried my team to a Mendy Coco championship. We lost in the championship by 25 points. I couldn't make my. It's actually funny. I couldn't make my. It was a lot of politics. There was a league in my yeshiva in Chavetz Chaim in Brooklyn, first Israel. We had like a high school league, and every year the same guys would play. And all of a sudden it's like December time, and all of a sudden I hear like the best guys in 12th grade in my grade aren't playing in the league in yeshiva. They're playing in Mendy Coco, which is a league in Brooklyn. And I'm like, what the heck? Why wasn't I asked to play? Like, oh, you were the 8th guy. You just missed a cut. So I then went down and played with the 10th and 11th grade team, which is in the same division, 10th through 12th grade. And we ended up playing my grade team in the first week when we whooped them. It was one of the proudest moments in my basketball career. We ended up making the championship and losing. But I told Jeff, they call me the Jewish Draymond. And it's true. I'm very aggressive down low. I'm a great passer, and my IQ is top notch. So
all right, Draymond Greenberg.
I'm not in the league because I would be tearing it apart.
All right, so before we get too into basketball, Jeffrey, let's get into you a little bit for a couple of minutes. Where are you from?
I'm originally from Borough Park, Brooklyn.
You've got that Hasidische vibe. Jeffrey.
Was machst du? So I grew up in Borough Park, moved to Queens when I was about 21 years old, Kew Gardens. Got married, I was 28, moved to Kew Garden Hills, Main Street area, and now I'm in Fresh Meadows.
Where did you go to high school? Hillcrest. Where'd you go to high school?
Yeshiva Ratzad. It's not around anymore. It used to be called Mesivta Lev Banim. I actually went to high school with the coach from North Shore that played the other day with Steve Babai. We went to high school together.
What's his name? I asked Dylan. I don't think Dylan ever got back to me.
So I call him Shalom, but everybody else calls him Steve.
What's his maybe think about me. It's because he had a couple of big threes that won them the game in overtime. I wanted to tag him on Instagram. Anyways, go ahead.
So Jeff, so 1 second. You're obviously Bukhari, and I assume your parents are immigrants from Uzbekistan, and you
my mother's actually Ashkenazi. She's from Ukraine, Odessa, and my father is from Uzbekistan. They came here in 1980. I was born here.
A little earlier than most Bukharian immigrants.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
How did
that's
that
why I
happen?
speak
I thought. I thought you weren't allowed to leave Uzbekistan in 1980. How did your dad get out?
How tall are
Yeah.
you?
So I believe in like 79, 80, my parents were living in the former Soviet Union where Judaism was frowned upon. You were not allowed to be a religious Jew or a Jew in general. So when they ran away, you couldn't come straight to the United States. So my parents didn't know each other yet. They were kids. My dad came here, he was 13, my mother was 9. They left the former USSR and lived in Italy for about a year. And from Italy, they immigrated to New York, to the United States. So when they met over here in 1986, and in 1989, my parents got married and had me 9 months later.
Oh,
So
wow.
I
They weren't
was,
wasting any time. It was a shotgun wedding, they call it.
That's it. My Maimonides, Borough Park, born and raised.
Was there a large Bukharian community in Borough Park when you were growing up there?
There used to be. Now they're all here in Queens, the Main Street, Fresh Meadows area.
And Forest Hills. Don't forget Forest Hills. I live in Forest Hills, Jeffrey.
So Forest Hills, they're not from Brooklyn. They're basically the ones that
you meant
here.
the Brooklyn Bukharians
Yeah.
moved to the Forest Hills Bukharians are from Uzbekistan.
Yeah, they basically came straight from here to like Rego Park, Left Rock City, Park City, that area,
Yeah.
and ended up building their houses.
Building their houses,
So-
their cement fortresses.
You could tell a Bukharian home when you drive down in Forest Hills. You know which one belongs to a Bukharian.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in Queens, so I was born in 87. Around 98, 99 is when you started having huge waves of Bukharian immigrants, and then the construction started a year or two after that. You know, they transformed the neighborhood in Kew Garden Hills and also in Forest Hills, and they're obvious. And the truth is, you know, we'll move on in a second, but the Queens, at least in Forest Hills, all the infrastructure now is really Bukharian, or a lot of it. The mikvah is my wife goes to Beth Gavriel. The restaurants, there are a couple of small markets. We don't have like a full supermarket, kosher supermarket in Forest Hills. A couple of small markets in Forest Hills. Then you have all these restaurants, mostly Bukharian. A lot of the infrastructure is Bukharian now. So it's interesting. They kind of like, really saved the Queens community in a lot of ways, I think.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not from Forest Hills. I don't see it too much. I don't really go to Forest Hills much, but from when I do go, yeah, it's I see a large like Bukharian community over there, like especially on 108th Street.
Yeah, Bukharian Boulevard they call it. So where'd you go after high school?
So after high school, I made an attempt to go to college. I went to Kingsborough half a year, and then I went to Queensborough half a year, and then I said, "This isn't for me. I'm way too ADHD for college." Got my real estate license at 19. I started working in the city at a company called Metropolitan Property Group. From there, I went to Nest Seekers International, and in 2021, COVID, my wife said, "Look, what are you doing? Why are you still working? Go start your own firm. You've got so much resources." 2021, I took the broker's exam, passed it, started my own firm, and been running my own real estate firm for the last 5 years. It's going on 6 now, I think. 5 years? Yeah, 6 years, something like that. And
Silver Key Realty.
Yes, that's us.
So how did you come up with the name? It's a good name. I like it.
It's my wife came up with it,
not
not me.
also. The logo's a sharp
Yeah.
logo.
For a Bukharian man, your wife is really pushing you around a bit. You know, it sounds like.
Why do you think I'm locked?
Yeah, well.
Why do you think I'm locked in the guest room right now?
Is your wife Bukharian?
Yeah, my wife is fully Bukharian, but she's
How
got
do you meet
a lot
her?
of Israeli roots.
How do you
My
meet her?
wife and I, 2017, I just came back from Israel. I was part of an organization called RAGE, so it's Russian American Jewish Experience.
Wait, you left out Israel. So wait, we got to go in order. Queensborough, Kingsborough, you get real estate. When do you go to Israel?
I was going to Israel almost every year for every summer just to hang out. I was staffing birthright trips. I was going on birthright trips. I was going on trips with Rage. So my last trip to Israel was in 2017. I came back from Rage. And when I got back, there was a barbecue in Deal. And basically all the Rage alumni were invited. I went over there, met my wife. We were just friends at the time. I was actually pursuing her friend, which is funny. And her friend kind of like rejected me, but it's a good thing her friend rejected me because at that time my wife and I became really good friends, and we actually really started to realize that we really meshed well. And it's a really funny story because my dad and her dad know each other for over 40 years. And her uncle and my dad have been best friends for over about 40 years. And apparently they were trying to introduce my wife and I 5 years before my wife and I met. And we just kept rejecting each other. And beginning of 2018, we said, screw it. Let's take the leap. Let's go for it. And so here we are. What is it now? 6 years later with 3 kids. And best decision I ever made.
Very cute story.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, you would say so. So let's get to a little basketball. So when did you start playing basketball?
I was about 12, 13 years old. I actually started playing with Joey Jacobo from my team. We were in elementary school together. And he was amazing. And I remember.
What school is this? What elementary school?
Barragola, BHI. So I remember he was amazing, and I wanted to play. So I just started like chucking shots here and there. And then I remember that summer I went to upstate New York, Swan Lake. My parents had a house over there, and there was a camp called Sports Star Academy there. So
I know
my
it.
parents.
Yeah, I know it.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know Sports Star. So
I was in Moginov. I was in Moginov, which is right nearby.
Okay, so yeah. So my parents, they spoke to the camp and said, "Hey, we have a son. He's 13 years old. He really wants to play sports." So I got into it over there, and that's kind of where I met a lot of these Yeshiva League players, and I started to kind of get better and better. And then I came back. I remember freshman year, I was at a yeshiva called Or Eliezer. I played basketball there. Didn't get too many minutes because freshmen didn't really play back then, and plus we had a 9, 10, 11th because we were such a small school. So basically 10th and 11th graders got most of the minutes. And then as a sophomore, I was at Yeshiva Lebanon, broke my ankle.
You went to 3 different high schools?
2. Well, 3, technically.
Yeah, because you also mentioned Radatz or something.
Ratzad is where I went. So I left Barragola.
Talk about ADHD. Talk about ADHD. Wow.
Yeah, it's a real roller coaster of a life here.
Yeah.
I'm going to just keep it real with you. I was not a good student. I went to a lot of schools.
But you knew the X's and O's.
They call it street. They call it. And my father always says they call it street smart. Very big difference. Street smart goes a long way in life. Book smart, not necessarily all the time.
That's it. But I left Barragola, went to Or Eliezer for high school for freshman year. Just not the school for me. What it did do is introduce me to the Syrian community because there was a couple of Syrians in the school.
Oh, they love basketball, right?
Oh yeah. So getting there, I started playing basketball with the Syrians, but at that point they weren't accepting Bukharians into their little clique.
I don't think they are now either, Jeffrey.
Believe it or not. Oh, we'll get to that. And then
they actually are. By the way, yeah, we'll get to it. Go ahead.
In 10th grade, I went back to Barragola for the first 3 months. And got myself thrown out of Barragola because I was such a great student. I went to Yeshiva Ratzad. That's where I got there. And they had a phenomenal basketball team. This is where I really got incorporated with that Syrian community because you had one of my best friends still today, Eli Mann. He was in that community, so I'd always go play with him. But I got there, broke my ankle in 10th grade, so I missed that whole season. Came back as a junior, and it was my first time really playing. I was getting buckets, I was scoring, rebounding. That's when I really started to play basketball at an organized level. Senior year, same thing, played, finished, and I think after 12th grade is when I really began playing basketball better. I joined up a bunch of different leagues with Ellie and Mike Mann, that Syrian community. I played in the Ami League when it was called the Z League back then. I played in MNBL. I played in the Carpathian Basketball League. Dilly knows of it. So I started playing in all these other rec leagues, and then I played in the BHI League is where I met the guys from my team, Mike, Joey, Dima, Jason. That's where I met all of them. And we just continued to play, and I just stayed playing in all these different leagues.
You guys play together
COVID shut us down.
like in the mornings, right?
Every Sunday morning we try to get together and play.
Oh wait, so you don't just play at the Y. So you guys have played in leagues together before.
We played together, but not with each other. We were actually on different teams. So Mike was on one team, Joe was on one team, I was with the Syrian kids, Jason was with Dima.
You brought them together to come to HSL.
So I put it in our group chat. We have this basketball chat for the Y, and we put it into the chat, and I said, "Hey, who wants to play?" And at first, I got no responses. The only guy that responded was Yuri. from Mava Capital, and he's hey, let's put a team together. And I spoke to him, hey, listen, I've seen the competition there, and if it's me, you, and a couple of throw-me-ins, we're gonna get slaughtered. You know? And he and the first thing he said is like, you got to get Dimitri. He's like, if you get Dima, they're all gonna come. So I got Joey Jakubov. He said I'm in. So then once we got him in, he pushed Dima to get in. Once we got Dima, we got Dima's nephews, Josh and Johnny.
Great shooters. Great shooters.
Those are really good shooters, and they're really good on-ball defenders.
Yeah.
Hold on for a second, Jeffrey. Avi, talent-wise, where would you put Silver Key? Would you put them at the top of the tier 1, or they're a notch below?
Straight talent, of course, they're at the top. Would I put them 1? No. Would I put them?
No,
2?
I didn't ask you to put them 1. You can't put a true 1 because my question is if they can beat every team in a championship game.
Is a top 5 team that on their best night could beat any of the other 5 teams in the top 5.
Okay, so one of the things I'm wondering though, and Avi, you're around sports a lot, hearing that Silver Key is really talented, but this team hasn't played together really yet. Is that going to count against them when the going gets tough? And just to add to it, Jeffrey,
they have played together. They've been playing Sunday mornings together for a very long time.
But it's not a league. It's different.
Listen, David, I'll tell you, I've been watching Silver Key play. They might, other than Rides to Fly, Wasser's team, they might have the best chemistry. I don't even think it's close.
Wow.
I mean, if you look at the highlights, the videos, they move the ball. It's unbelievable the chemistry they have. I think it comes from them playing together Sunday mornings every single week. For how long have you guys been doing that for, Jeff?
I got involved with them in January, February, less than a year.
It's every single week for a long time for the most part. It's a lot of time playing together. I'm just speaking from looking at them. Like the ball movement is unbelievable. They lead the league in their team assists. They lead the league by double digits. I don't even think it's close. And how many assists?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of like everybody. We just want to see each other do well. Like we genuinely root for each other. If you see our team chat, it's not about what I did or what's nobody will ever say, oh, look what I did. It's like, yo, Mike, look what you did, bro. You lit it up. Yo, Johnny, you were on fire. Yo, Josh, keep it up. Dima, wow, 7 assists, good. Like,
this guy, Dima, man, he's an animal. Every single game, he's like 8 points, 12 rebounds, 12 assists, 7 points, 11 rebounds, 13 assists, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. It's absolutely amazing to watch him play.
Yeah,
really, really cool.
like you said, they call you Draymond. That's my Draymond Greenberg.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
By the way, I just want to be clear. When he says they call him Draymond, he means he calls himself Draymond, and he would like for other people to also call him Draymond. You have to learn how to speak Avi. I'm surprised you don't know how to speak Avi yet. You've been dealing with him for a few months now. So how did you find HSL?
I got called last year, earlier in the year. What's his name? There used to be a team with Matt Abramovitz, Josh Zinn, they needed a sub.
Last year's MS Motors, yeah. Some of them now started Clutch Auto Trade.
Yeah.
They're in Tier B. Yeah. Jeffrey, a little trash talking.
So they called me to come in, and I'll never forget. I stepped on the court, and I think the first thing I hit a 3. The first time I touched the ball. And then I hit a second 3, and for some reason, Goldfarb just got upset with me because I was scoring and he wasn't. So he's like, I'm not passing him the ball anymore. And I think it was the first time in my life where I walked off of the court in the middle of a game and said, I'm not doing this anymore. This is frustrating. This is the worst team I've ever played with in my life. And I told them this straight up. I told this to Zinn. I told this to Matt. And this is the worst team I've ever played with in my life. I said, don't call me back to this team.
I'm pretty sure when the last year, the DeVere team, the 5-time team, they had Jonathan Baez last year. I think they played against MS Motors. If I'm not mistaken, the final score is like 127 to 26. Like genuinely. It was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. So when I came back, the reason I was also very into last week's game is because Josh Zinn basically my brother's gonna beat you. And I told him flat out, your brother's not gonna have a chance. We're gonna. I said 10.5, but I think I texted you privately, Avi. I said we're gonna win by 20.
You told me 20 plus.
Wait, so who asked you to play on that team last year? Who was the one who had invited you?
I think Matt Abramovitz.
Oh, Abramovitz. How did he? Did you know? Did you know him?
Hmm?
Did you know him?
I knew. I would pray with them in shul. We went to the Young Israel together before I moved to Fresh Meadows.
Which Young Israel?
Kew Garden Hills.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize you. Okay, cool. So,
Yeah.
okay, so then you liked what you saw overall in HSL. Then what was the next step? You were charmed by Avi Edelman. What happened?
Nah, I really just wanted to play in a league. It was something that I was really wanted to get back into.
Mhm.
The Queens leagues were making it really difficult to get in.
I was gonna say if
The
you want to go the politics route,
The
Jeffrey,
Ami League. Yeah. Why does Ami make it difficult to get in? They. It's a clique. What's the story there? Don't they want business? I don't understand it.
I'm gonna call a spade a spade. I went to their tryout a couple of weeks ago. All right, came out, hit a 3, had a
Whoa,
steal,
Jeffrey!
on a-
First Wasser cheating on us, and now Jeffrey cheating on us. I don't know how much our hearts. I don't know how much our hearts can take.
No, it's okay. I wasn't gonna join. Even if I got accepted, I probably wouldn't have gone there.
Okay, so you go to the tryout.
I go to the tryout, and I felt like I had a good game because I hit a 3, I had a rebound, a full court pass, a steal in 3-4 minutes of their tryout game. And I'm looking on the sideline, and I'm looking at the guys that are evaluating the talent, and I'm like, this is what's evaluating talent. This is a joke. I will beat any one of these guys on any given Sunday, one hand tied behind my back, and they're gonna tell me if I'm good enough or not good enough to get in.
But I don't get it. How many teams do they have?
They have a lot.
16 teams,
Yeah.
16.
But all in one tier?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one tier. They have a draft system, so it's a draft system.
Oh.
So,
but I mean, just not knowing from our league, how many top tier, players can they actually have? There's not that much talent to go around. Like they have 16 stacked teams.
So the way, Elad Novon is there now. He was the number 1 overall pick.
Oh, he was. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I love Elad. He's such a humble guy. Also, yeah.
It's so hard to talk trash to him because he's such a just always smiling. I love guys like that.
Let me ask you the question. I wanted to ask someone the question very quickly, impromptu question. Elad had such a good game. He had a crazy stat line. He had 27, 6, 7, and 7 steals, but they lost. Typically, I don't like giving player of the week to someone who loses. Is that an exception to in overtime they lost? He had a buzzer to tie to go. Do we make an exception for that? It's just crazy for me to not give him player of the week. Tough, no?
It's tough, but at the end of the day, the only stat that matters is the W.
Yeah,
that's how I view it.
Ultimately, I'm not going to decide it. Ultimately, I let Kolsky decide it, so I'm out of the picture. Yeah. But it's so tough because he had probably the best game stat wise of the HSL of the year so far. It was unbelievable.
I will tell you who's my MVP favorite if you like. It's definitely my boy Mike.
Mike's unbelievable.
It's early. How can you pick an MVP?
It's 2 games left. 2 games left. Michael's
been
amazing. 2 games left.
So tell us. Wait. So go back to Ami. So how they have a draft. So Elad was the number 1 pick, and where were you going with that?
So Elad replaced Jason. Jason was the original number 1 pick, and Jason left, and Jason needed competition. Jason was scoring 40 a game in that league. It was too easy.
Oh, so it's not stacked. So why don't they have 2 tiers? I don't get it.
Because what they do is it's a draft system. It's a snake.
So you have the worst player. You have the worst player with the best player.
Gotcha. So if Elad was the first pick,
yeah.
So Elad is the number 1 pick. At that point, his next pick is number 33.
Got it.
So he's not getting another player till all the way end of the draft. So, but it creates a little bit of a balance in the league, where anybody can really win. I think Elad gets dealt the crappiest hand because he's a great player, but he's not getting another good player with him until very late. So I like the draft system. I think it creates kind of a balance to a league, but I love what we're doing because we're playing with our friends. I'm playing with people that I know. These are guys I'm going to see on Sunday morning. We're going to play it up. We're going to play. We're not drawing up plays. We're just running. We have a very fluid offense. Ami, it's fun for what it is. It's a community league. Is it the top league out there? I don't think so. I think the Syrian league is the best league out there. Shout out to my boy Mike Mann, runs a great league out there. I think the JSL is a very good league. I think JSL might be the 2nd best league out there. I think we're right there. I think we're probably the 3rd or 4th best team out there. The 3rd or 4th best league out there right now. Just looking at the talent from what I've seen, I think Winter is phenomenal. Wasser, you've got Mike, Jason, just a complete collection. You have Sharifian. This guy Zombrowski, who doesn't miss a 3 when he plays against us.
By the way, last year I feel like he subbed in once in a while and he's a decent scorer. Zombrowski's a stud. He's legit.
Yeah, he killed us. He killed us.
He's unbelievable. I was shocked. I mean, Muzzy just all of a sudden got better over the summer. The guy is a real stud. And I
So
think-
Jeffrey,
phenomenal.
so what was the end of the story? So you try out, and then what happens? You didn't make the
I
cut?
tried out and I didn't make the cut, but I spoke to other
How do you
guys.
not make the cut? How do you not make the cut though? If you're on a top team, if you're on a top team in our league, I know you're not the number one on your team, but still, you would think out of 16 teams you could be top 160, not
So-
160, top one. Top one. How many are on 16 teams? 100 people.
7 on a team or 8 on a team?
7 guys, 6 or 7 guys.
What's
on a
7
team.
times 16? Is over 100 people. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
but the thing is, they 7 guys left, 8 guys left, so we're gonna have a tryout to replace these 8 guys. But we only want the best of the best.
I
And
see, I
from
see.
what I understood, people that I spoke to, I love Elad. Elad did not have a good tryout.
No, he didn't.
Elad
Tano
struggled.
Nathaniel told me
Yeah.
right away. Tano told me that a lot had a bad
Yeah.
try.
Elad had a really bad tryout. He maybe made a shot, and so at that point I realized you're not evaluating the talent. Elad was in before he even got there, just based off of his hype. There was another one of my friends there.
Reputation, yeah.
Reputation. There was another one of my friends, Josh Debakar. The guy is a stud. I played in leagues with him. The guy was amazing. Did not have a good tryout. He was in just based off of reputation. And from what I understood, I spoke to some people reach out to me afterwards. Dude, you're a top 4 player that day. The fact that you didn't get in is a shocker. I have a text message right now I can show you where he says you're a top 4 player that showed up and I didn't get in.
Right.
It's just
So-
fine.
So tell us about the ugly at HSL, the bad and the ugly. What do we need to improve on?
You could say it. Say whatever you want. Whatever you said, I've heard time and time.
Give it to us. Give it to us straight, Mr. Suleimanov, Mr. Silver Key.
I think that the referees need LASIK surgery because they can't see shit. I don't argue with referees. I'll never argue with the referee. But that game was not even my game, and the fact that I caught it on video, a blatant backcourt violation, and Dom looks like, "What's
Hey, by the way, all content is all right. You know what they say at the end of the NBA or MLB telecast? They say all rights reserved of the MLB, blah, blah, blah. They read through this whole thing. Jeffrey, I hope you have a good lawyer. That's all I'm going to say. I hope you have a good lawyer, Jeffrey.
Sue me." But I think the officiating can definitely be better. I think that they do miss a lot of obvious calls. I mean, I was talking to one of the captains, and they're like, "You don't understand. The referees were rigging it for Olam." And then you send that video of the
when
highlights.
I hear that, when I hear certain people,
No, I don't think it's a rig.
Oh, they're
I don't think it's a
cheating.
rig.
That's ridiculous.
I don't think it's a rig, but I do think the referees. I don't know if they're in a rush to get out. I don't know if they just want to speed up the game. I don't know where their mindset is. If if it doesn't affect the play, then we're not gonna call it. Because there's some calls where, myself included, I'm gonna just be out there and say there was I've learned these referees. The other day, the guy was going up for a layup, and I just throw a haymaker at him because I'm trying to stop the play. I fouled him. No call. I was like, okay. I see you're not gonna call it, so I'm not afraid to get aggressive and physical now, which can be a problem because now you can hurt somebody. Somebody can get hurt.
That's what Noah Aaron was telling me a couple weeks ago. You're saying it's an issue because when you let people get away with certain things, they'll want to do it again. And especially when you're dealing with big guys who are very strong, you're dealing with potential injury. Yeah, that's a guy's. That's
I think that's the scariest thing.
That's right. The frustrating part also is that we actually, parted ways with one of our reps who were, believe it or not, worse. Really was not good at all. Even worse than what you've seen on the court this year.
Yeah.
And we got someone who was very highly recommended from reps who went to school for years, who are licensed, and we brought him in thinking, okay, we have one professional, and we have Dom. He'll wear off on Dom. He'll sort of improve Dom, and now everyone hates that guy too. So now we just keep on trying to figure it out.
Tough.
Whatever we're getting is just not good enough. Eventually, there's got to be some sort of give, but I guess the give we're just not there yet. But we are working on it. I said it in my my Walk and Talk Fast episode 6. We're aware of it. It's not something that's going unnoticed that we're ignoring. It's something that's on my mind every day. I hear from so many players, multiple players, probably 15, 20 players just in the last 2 weeks, how if we would up our reffing game, this would probably be the best, not necessarily talented, but the most, it already is for most people, it's the most enjoyable, fun, hyped league there is, and like not even be
Yeah.
close. A lot of players telling me. He said the only reason why you might not be right there yet is because sometimes it's very frustrating with the refs being so unpredictable.
No, I definitely hear that. It's tough. Like the league is fun. We're having a good time. Well, like what happens again? The referees do lose control sometimes because the guys are getting ultra aggressive, and they start arguing because the fouls are not getting called. And instead of a referee saying, "Hey, I'm going to start tightening up the calls," it's like, "Oh, I'm not. We're not calling that. We're not calling that." I mean, us against Valai was a very physical game, and you can hear there's obvious fouls on both sides. On both, not saying that affected the game. The Valai, we gave that game away, but there was calls, where I remember I think Joe drove in and got slapped hard on the arm, and he had like 5 fingers on his arm, and he's like, "Bro, they didn't call that." I mean, if they're not calling that, they're not calling anything. So we got to be smarter.
Jeff,
On the next possession,
what do you think about Don? Don with an N, Big Don.
the tall guy, I actually liked him. I think he was a little bit more. I think he used his whistle a little bit better. He wasn't afraid. He had more control of the game. I think he was.
But you weren't blown away.
I think so too.
No, he was better. He was way better. I got anything. It was. You could put Helen Keller out there. She's better than these guys.
No,
Okay.
Jeffrey, we're just trying to toughen you up. We're trying to toughen you up. We know you're only half Bulgarian. You've got this Ukrainian part of you, a little wimpy. We gotta get you to. We gotta get you to stay. We gotta keep you up with your fully Bulgarian friends. They're a little tougher. And
Believe it or not, I'm the enforcer. Okay.
You're the
Avi was
enforcer.
there.
Jeff is the voice. Jeff's the voice on the team. He is the voice on the team.
Well, he's the captain. He built the team.
No, but he's screaming all game. He controls his team. He runs his team.
How many minutes are you playing, Jeffrey?
I've recently picked up a lot of more minutes. In the first game I played 0. I didn't get into the game just because I was trying to be fair to the team. I said, you guys run it, you guys play. Let's make it fair. Let's make it happen. The second game, I don't remember who we played, but I remember I got in. Now I'm playing about, I'm going to say 12 to 14 minutes a game, roughly.
Almost
12 to 14 minutes a game. Is it hard captaining the team? And, it's also, there's so much going on. Like, Avi, in softball, by the way, Avi, even in softball, there are so many small mental things that you see happen every game. I'm increasingly convinced that if every team had a guy who was just in charge of managing, like it wouldn't be a bad thing. So in basketball, also, there's so many moving parts. There's so many things that you can see on every play that you need adjustments, managing the minutes, noticing who's fatigued, who's dragging their feet a little bit. Like, is it hard to captain the team while also playing?
I don't think so because our team has no egos. We have no egos on our team. So if I'm subbing in and say I subbed in for Joey, for example, Jacobo, as I'm subbing, I'm like, Joe, you watch, you're doing the subs now. If Joe is subbing in and Dima's coming out, Dima, you're in charge, you're doing the subs now. Like we trust each other to captain on the sides. We trust each other to coach on the sides to make the proper subs. Last game against P4P, Mike didn't start the second half. He needs to start. He's one of our best. He is one of our best players, and he sat out. He goes, "You guys start. I'm sitting out for the beginning of this half." So the zero ego. When you have zero ego, it's very easy to coach a team. It's very easy to captain a team. We talk to each other. We're not sitting there butting heads. Yeah, we butt heads a little bit after a loss here and there, but there's got to be a voice of reason, and we all have that voice of reason. We all sit down and say, "Hey, why are we fighting with each other? We're teammates. This is a brotherhood. We're not supposed to be fighting with each other. That's what we got to worry about." So, is it hard? No. As long as we're all on one page, it's never hard to coach or to captain a team like this. I love this team. Right. I honestly believe that this is one of the best teams I've played on before.
All right, now let's get into who do you think is besides Silver Key, of course, who's the team to beat in the HSL Tier 1?
Definitely Valai. I think Olam is right there as well as the second. I think that people are still sleeping on them. George was not there the last couple of games.
I don't know, man. I keep on wanting to believe it, and they're so good, but Olam's 2-3. Who would have thunk? I know one game they had a championship game they were playing right after. One game they played without any of their guys, which is reasonable. One game, this past game, they're missing. They're 2-3. We're 5.
Maybe it's a championship hangover. Is it possible it's a championship hangover?
I don't know. I mean, there is a legit excuse every game, but eventually, you're 2-3 with 3 games left. Like, they could fall into the playing game if they don't pick it up. Like,
look at the Dodgers, though. Look at the Dodgers.
Yeah,
they didn't really turn things on. Till the World Series, till Game 7. The Dodgers didn't turn it on until 1 out in the 9th of the World Series.
Basically.
By the way, I have a question about that. If you're a betting guy, they have the odds. Not the betting odds. You know how they say you have an X percentage to win and lose. You know, they're like
live game.
Yeah,
live game betting.
No, not the live game betting. When they'll say like, as the game goes along, they'll say they have a 10% chance to lose,
on the
a
screen,
10% chance to win. What on the screen? Yeah, I haven't been able to find the answer. I'm curious. What was the Dodgers' percentage to win, or even the betting odds down by 1 in the ninth?
With
It
one
was
out?
1 out. It was 1 out. If you think about it, they still had a pretty good chance to win there. So, like, I'm wondering even what were the – fine, let's do the betting odds. What are the betting odds with 1 out in the ninth down by a run? Are they plus – it's not like plus 7 – you think plus 1,200?
Yeah, we have it right here. They got it right here. I'm looking at it right now, what the odds were in the ninth inning.
Okay.
The Blue Jays were 65% chance to win. So the Dodgers had a 35% chance to come
So
back.
that's my point, Javi.
Wait, that might have been going into
With
it.
0 outs.
No. That is with 1 out in the ninth. The Dodgers still were getting a 35% chance to win.
That's pretty amazing, Javi. No, so
Yeah.
can you pull up what the betting odds were also? What the betting line on the Dodgers to win?
But it was like that also because they had a right-handed pitcher with Ohtani coming up next. Nobody expected Rojas to hit that home run. I think that betting odds were skewed because Ohtani was the third man in the inning.
Okay. All right. So
Fly Vipers are the team to beat right now.
Yeah, I think Fly Vipers, especially their only question mark is this: Sheriffian has played 2 games.
Yeah,
he's got to play 1 more to qualify for a playoffs. If he doesn't play that playoff, if he doesn't play that 3rd game, I think Villar is still the team to beat, but I don't think they're a 10-point favorite anymore.
Why wouldn't he play, Dylan? Why wouldn't he play 1 more game? Dylan's all over this stuff. I learned a new expression. I learned a new expression from Dom DeRosa, like flies on shit. Dylan is all over these guys like flies on shit. I'm sure he's gonna bring him in for another game now.
We got 2 games left. It's not like he's got 7 games to work with. They got 2 games left, so they need a.
Dylan's gonna drag him in, say, "Check in. You good? Get out now. You can leave now."
Where does he live?
That's the rule. If you're in the building, you're good to go. So maybe he'll do that. Maybe we'll pay him $100 to come step foot into the gym and leave right away.
Why doesn't he want to play? Why doesn't Mr. Sharifian want to play?
It's not that he's in a lot of different leagues.
Yeah,
because he plays in
the SY League in Brooklyn and a couple other leagues too. The guy's all over the place. You know, it's not a.
He's phenomenal. When he goes, he's phenomenal. He might be one of the best players in this league when he's there.
So Fly's a team to beat. Then who else you got?
Yeah.
Olam.
I think Olam is there.
You have Olam as number 2? Do you have Olam as number 2?
Hell no, I have us as number 1.
No, leaving Silver Key out for a minute. Yeah.
I think I would still put Olam at 2 because I know that they could turn it on. I know when George is there and Elad is there and Lior, when their team is complete, I believe that they're a real threat. I would put at 3, I would probably put Wasser and Allswing, Rise to Fly. At 4, give me healthy Ellie Dax with Svi Winter.
Yeah.
At 5.
Jeffrey really knows his teams. Jeffrey is
at
holding
5,
in the sugya.
Jeffrey's bailing them out here. Yeah.
At 5,
it's a really good team who has a little bit of a dysfunctional roster, but he has everyone who's played
Moshe Kraft.
Moshe Kraft.
He's my 5.
Yeah, like when all Boris and Standing and Bentwell.
Yeah.
They're big, they're strong, they're fast. The problem is only 3 of them show up every week. So like I'll have 3 guys and then like 3 randoms, and then 3 guys. Like all those 3 guys now are playing 3 games each. So he's like the Black Sox in softball. Like his team is like piecing it together. Come playoff time, if everyone shows up, he's gonna have a legit roster. Like
the problem is who is he gonna have? Because he had Sam Baton 1 game, and Sam. I spoke to Sam. I saw Sam last week. He's like, I don't think I'm coming back.
Whatever phrase Golub used for Dylan Kaufman, use the same thing for Kraft. He's the same.
Shit on
so
flies on
that's
shit.
At 5. At 6, you got to give me. I haven't seen like Cobra Rentals play, and I haven't seen Old Bank play.
I'm a time team Cobra Rentals, my boys.
Gotcha, but I'll tell you who's in last is P for P. That was so easy. P was too easy.
Can you make another AI? Can you make another AI? I like that AI. Eating that W.
Because P for P, going to the season, I had them at number 10. And then they get blown out, in game number 2 to Devere, whose team honestly stinks right now. They have 5 guys showing up, and they're not playing well. They're 1-3, and they lost to them by 40 points. And at that point, I was telling everyone, it's a good thing we can, make them go to Tier 2 next season, help build Tier 2. But then they rip off another 2 wins. They go to 3-1. They were sitting, the number 3 seed. And then I'm like, okay, something's happening. But then I realized, They're now playing the four of the top teams in the league. They just played Silver Key, lost by 30. They're then playing Ellie Dax
with 2 minutes to go.
Right. they stopped the game. They're playing Ellie Dax, they're playing Olam Realty, and they're playing Rides to Fly. So, like, there's a chance they lose the next 3 games by an average of 25 points. Now, they were missing Ohayon, who's their best scorer. He's hurt. But still, we'll have to see. They're 3-2 still. At the end of the day, right now, they're still a top 5 seed in the league. So with all their hate, the bottom line is they're 3-2. There's 3 games left. You can't talk until it's over. But didn't look too handsome against Silver Key.
Listen, we lost. We beat them by 30, and we didn't even have Jason with us.
All right, one more topic before we go. Avi and I are trying. We had in softball. We had an all-star game versus MSL, which is in Muncie. Very exciting. We went up there for 2 games. It was a fun night. We had food. They brought out a big crowd. We're working on doing an all-star game with MSL for basketball. So
what Dave is working on. This has been like working on like very much just with us 2 and the commissioners of the MSL on the chat. Like, I don't think it's ever been brought up publicly at all.
It's never been brought up. I decided to bring it up to get the guys talking a little bit.
Yeah.
So question number 1, and this is one of the ways I learn about basketball is by talking to studs like Jeffrey, about how to go about things. Question number 1 is how many, if we can pull this off, how many and the guys are going to have to schlep up to Muncie because their commissioner, he's very fixated on their gyms. He says our tour is too small. What does it mean, by the way? The sidelines are too small?
The width. The length a little bit, but the width is very small.
Meaning the court is a smaller court?
Right, meaning the width. Like the 3-point corners, you only have like 2 feet. Most gyms have like 4 feet.
Oh, so it's not a regulation. It's not regulation.
There's not a lot of regulation gyms. There's not a lot of them. Ami gym's also a little bit small.
Okay, got it. So he says he wants us to go up to Muncie, which I understand. So we'd have to make sure that the troops can go up to Muncie. I hope it's okay that I'm announcing this, to our.
Yeah, go. I don't think.
So the question is, number 1 is how many?
If there was no talking behind.
Oh yeah. This is fresh.
Really
Yeah. Nobody should be insulted, but people will be insulted eventually. But that's what you got to do. You got to check the ego. And so question number 1 is, and Jeffrey, you were nominated to coach the team. No, I'm kidding. So question number 1 is how many guys should be on an all-star game roster? And then how many guys are actually seeing playing time? Because being on the roster, in my opinion, their commissioner was saying, it's going to be so political. It's going to be so this. I don't care. Put 12 guys on the roster, but only 6 of them are getting playing time. It's still a schus to be on a roster. Somebody gets hurt. Something happens, you're still on the roster. So I guess my first question is
fun. There's hype.
It's an event. It's fun. There's hype. You get honored by the league for, So I think my first question is how many guys should be on an all-star game roster, and then how many are actually getting minutes?
I would say 10 guys, and probably 7 guys are going to actually play. 7 to 8 guys. What I would do is maybe extend the game. Maybe instead of making it 18-minute halves, make it 2 24-minute halves so everybody could get in a little bit.
That's a great idea.
That's a great idea.
Especially if you don't have a time restriction. You get everybody in. But, that's the best way, I think. 10 guys, 7 or 8 of them play. And if you have such a long game, all 10 guys can get in.
Yeah.
By the way,
you'll have the talent.
The studs in our league.
I was going to say that, by the way. I actually disagree.
You don't know why Yitz would.
No, I disagree with your premise. I think HSL could bring even 12 guys, and we have the depth that I think everybody could get in, and we wouldn't really dial back at all. So I actually disagree on the 7-8 player.
The premise I was getting from Yitz Greenbaum. I'm not a basketball guy. He just said, you were in that chat, Avi, where Yitz was saying.
I was thinking about it. I think I even think 12 guys. I'm not saying you'll have the best team on there 100%, but you'll have 98, 90, 97, 98. I think we might not have the extreme talent JSL has. We have a lot of very deep talent, and I think there's a lot of guys that could really.
JSL.
So the studs,
good ball players.
They're good ball players at JSL. So the studs in our league, could they do 48 minutes without trouble? I mean, even the 17 and a half minutes. Do these guys need rest? One second. I'm just curious. The great players. There's no difference between them playing 17 and a half and taking a breather for a couple of minutes. They don't need the breather, period.
Nah, they'll play through it. You give them an extra. If you give these guys another 6 minutes per half, they'll be happy to do it. Give them 12
Okay,
more minutes, they'll love
they
it.
eat those minutes. It's nothing.
Yeah.
So how come in the NBA they sit guys, the best players, they usually sit a minute here, a minute there? Why do they do that?
I think that's more for like load management to kind of save the player because they play at such a high. It's way more intense in the NBA. The guys are playing at a much more physical pace, a much faster pace. They're more likely to get hurt, and I also think it's a lot of money involved because you don't want your guy to get out there and get hurt, and jersey sales go down. People are not gonna, if Luka Doncic gets hurt, the Lakers might not get as many seats in, so they're managing the load because. Like, oh, we're going to be in the playoffs anyways. Let's keep our guys fresh. We're not worried. So we're playing an 8-game season. We're going to just go out there, give it our all for 8 games.
Okay, so Jeff, let's end with this little controversy to end the podcast. You're building an all-star roster. You're the coach, and you're the starting power forward. No. You're not the starting whatever. You're the coach. Who are the 5 guys on your roster from what you've seen so far? What, Avi?
Oh, it's
you're putting him on the spot here. I like it.
It's really easy. Give me Jason Abraham, Mike Yusupov, Joe Katayev, Dima Maximov, Joey Jakubov. That's my 5 right there. Anybody would take it.
Jeffrey, you're such a cutie. You're such a cutie.
On the real, all right, I'll tell you right now. I'll take in our league at point guard. Give me Dima Maximov, Dimitri. And that's not unbiased. I'm being serious right here. Give me Tv Winter.
What position is he?
I would put Winter at the 2. If you give Dimitri the ball, let him run the point. Give me Winter at the 2, Wasser at the 3. Sharifian is big enough to play the 4. And at your 5, that's where it gets a little tricky. But give me Jack Ross at the 5.
More than Noah.
Boy. Yeah, I like Jack Ross's game a little bit more than Noah. I'm not saying Noah's not an all-star. I just
Avi, that means we have 2 crossover all-stars. Softball and basketball. That means we have Noah and Jack.
Yeah. Also, it's all swing. All swing. I left.
All swing. I forgot.
I said 5. I said 5. I said 5 because I wanted to keep it simple. All right, this is going to be fun.
There's so many guys. I could list 20 guys. There's so many guys.
Jeffrey, so are you? If we do the game up in Muncie, are you coming?
I'll come. Yeah, I'll come support you guys.
You better.
Jeffrey, when we do it, when we do events, it's not just games, it's events. So it'll be a lot of fun. We're gonna hype. If this actually happens, this will be awesome. I'll hype it up a lot.
Yeah, I hope it does happen.
Then I'm here.
Yeah, it would also be interesting to do one against JSL. We just have this pre-existing relationship with MSL, so I checked in with them first, and they seem interested. They're just worried about the politics.
It's wasting our time against JSL. What do you mean? No, Aaron said they beat us by 40 points. Like,
see, the thing that
SY League.
No, they might actually beat us by 40 points.
The thing about HSL that MSL doesn't have, HSL has a full. Jeffrey, I'm a psychologist, so we're not worried about politics because behind the scenes we're massaging egos, we're dealing with therapeutic issues, we're helping counsel people. This is a full service league. So some egos will get bruised, some egos will get battered. I'm not going to make the All-Star team. I have a team this year. I'm not going to make the All-Star team. But I'm gonna work on it, and anybody who doesn't make the All-Star team.
There's 2 tiers. You have a little tier 2 guys like, oh, tier 2. That's why I'm not on the All-Star. Well, yeah, that's why, because you're a tier 2. Yeah, maybe there goes Ibrahimi's chance.
That's
you guys are too much, man.
All right, let's just give a little plug to Silver Key at the end here, guys.
You put All-Star Game in the title here, right? We might get the most views we've ever gotten on a podcast.
I'm actually going to put it in the blurb that I put out. I also just want to give a little shout out to Silver Key at the end. Thanks for sponsoring a team, Jeffrey.
My pleasure.
Silver Key, as you can see, Jeffrey brings the big burst energy. If you're getting commercial real estate, residential real estate in Brooklyn and Queens, where else?
Brooklyn, Queens. Anyway, that's about it.
That's about it.
I don't like to go anywhere else.
You talk to Jeffrey Suleimanov. You're nervous about these Bukharian real estate brokers. You want Jeffrey Suleimanov. You want your own Bukharian real estate broker taking the punches, doing the dirty work, and making sure you get the space that you need. All right. Thanks so much, Jeffrey.
Thanks, Jeff.
And I promise you guys how to behave, right?
You behaved a little too much.
Jeff, before we go, can we get a guarantee on Silver Key Realty winning a championship?
All right, let me see. We got Cobra Rentals.
We got one from Roberts.
Ben Roberts said that?
In the winter.
Ben Roberts?
In the winter.
That little dude with the peyote? I'll tell you like now, like this. Mike just texted me, and his message was, "You ready for this one? Oh, this is another little plug for you guys. We'll give any team a 30-piece from Smash House any night, baby." Gary, there you go. You want it? You got it right now. We'll see. Bezat Hashem, we'll see Valai in the finals, and we're gonna take them. Give us by 8 points. We're taking Valai in the finals.
There you go, guaranteed.
Lock it
All
in.
right.
Let's fucking go.
Way to be, Jeffrey. Way to be. All right, take care.
Good night. Take it easy, guys.
Okay.